for teachers, and the teachers are not getting the raises that they need, but all these administrators are getting all this extra money that's layered and layered and layered every single year. And that's why when you then that pushes back to the teachers, and they're told, you're going to do this, and then the unions come in so that when a teacher really excels, they're stifled, and everybody gets paid the same. You got a great teacher, push them down, everybody gets paid the same. And then the administrators get all the money, and they're telling the teachers, you're going to do this or this or this. And that's where all the SEL and the transgenderism and all that teaching gets pushed back into the schools, because it's an upside down paradigm. Until we fix that, you'll never be able to fund education properly. Because anytime they get extra money, well, they just add another vice principal and pay them $150,000 a year, and the teachers are still making less than $100,000 a year. It doesn't make sense. But that's the system that we built in education. The way we stop that, in fact, I had this conversation early in this session, like back in February, with some people that work with education. And I said, how do we fix this? And they said, I won't tell you everything they said because we're not allowed to talk about it. But they said, when we get the right people in positions of leadership in this state, we need to tear down this whole education system. And by the way, that's not that difficult to do. You think it's this big behemoth that you can't fix. We can fix it. Do you know that there are people throughout the United States, there are groups now, small private companies that are starting up all over the United States, that they say, okay, we're going to provide a teacher for 15 students. And that teacher will walk the students, let's say, from 1st to 4th grade. Okay? They're paid by the parents. They're not paid by the state, no state funding, nothing. And you have one teacher that walks 15 students through, and that teacher can get paid so much money because there's one teacher for those 15 students. And some states, because they don't have the funding tied to the student from that state, when they get state money, they can pay this teacher $250,000 a year. And they walk with these students, and education is better, it is more solid, it's more hands-on, and that's a system that is popping up all across the United States right now, where parents are saying we will pay less money, get better education for a handful of students, rather than send them into the machine, the system, and they get less care for more money from the state. That's an interesting model to me. It's all private, it's all it's capitalism at its best, right? And it's for the education of the students, and these students are coming out pretty strong in a lot of these programs. So